Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and since it's Women's History Month, I'm here today to talk to you about Derry Girls Season 2, Episode 1. Yes, we're back in the land of Derry, and man, I love this show. I'm so sad that the third season will be truly its final season. It's been a long time since the second season to that of the third because of the you-know-what virus. And it just feels like forever. But I watched the trailer to season 3. I can't wait to see it. God, I hope it lives up. Because you know how sometimes, like, some shows, like final seasons or like their final episodes, sometimes just don't live up to what the show, like, is about. So I'm hoping to God this one will be, because this show is truly hilarious in every way, shape, form, and possible. You literally can't stop laughing when watching this show. Like, this is true, like, comedy without a laugh track and everything. So before I continue, I just want to point out that season 3 begins on April 12th. And I don't know if it's going to be aired first in the UK or America. Chances are it's probably going to be aired in the UK first. That's normally how this show goes. And of course, for us Americans, it will come on Netflix much later. Now, also, every episode is written by Lisa McGee. She is the creator of the show, and every episode is directed by Michael Lennox. And you know, that's great, because when you have the same writer and the same director, then the show, no matter what season it's in, will always have that same flow. And you know, that's how a lot of shows should be. But then I understand why a lot more like drama type stuff have different writers and directors, because you need a different style. But when it comes to comedy, sometimes it's always best to get the same person, or sometimes it is nice to change things up. So this episode starts off very similar to how it started off in the first episode of season 1 with a narration. However, unlike Ola reading from that of Aaron's diary, it's actually Aaron this time narrating. And as she's narrating, we get interrupted. We don't see her yet. We get interrupted by Ola talking about she's in the bathroom pretending to be like she's in some TV show. And so then we see Aaron taking a bubble bath, narrating the stuff. And she's pissed at Ola. I forget the show she's trying to imitate, but that's just funny. She's trying to like imitate a show. While taking a bubble bath. So then she tells Ola just close the door. And Ola, dumb as a rock, she stays in the bathroom and closes the door. And Aaron has to tell her, no, I mean get out the bathroom, then close the door. And Ola kind of looks at her like she's crazy. Oh boy, why can't they write stuff like this in America? That would be so insane. Oh. So in a way, they're all talking, having breakfast, the family's there, and the parents are doing what they always do, just like bickering about something and making fun of Aaron's dad. And they still don't explain why Ola and her mom live with them. But it probably has to do with the troubles and stuff, which they are now out of. But, you know, there's still a little bit of it lingering around. And you still have guards with their big machine guns and, like, patrolling the cities and stuff like that. And whenever there's, like, a call in, they have to, like, go into, say, like, a movie theater and check and make sure everything's okay. I think that happens in the second episode where the parents are in the movie theater. And there was like a disturbing call, so they had to like check it, and you just see like these guards with these giant machine guns just like going in, surveilling everything, and it's just like weird, man, you know. And so like the group of kids, they're about to go on some type of like retreat where like they're supposed to meet a bunch of like British Protestant people. And so, you know, everybody, they always eat at Aaron's house, and in comes like James and his cousin. And she's so hilarious. They always make fun of James. Poor James. Like pretty much like when they say when you go on this retreat, do not get pregnant. And I mean that. She tells that to all the girls. And James is all like, well, I don't have to worry about that. And the grandpa's all like, I wouldn't say that, boy. Like, they keep thinking him like as a girl and stuff, all because he's British and stuff like that. Poor James, man. And so, like, this whole Protestant versus Catholic thing, this is basically what the entire episode's about. And so, there's so many jokes back and forth between those two religions. I don't know anything much about Protestants, or even Catholics for that matter, but from what my understanding, not just from this episode, but from a CW show called Reign, where it's back in, like, I don't know what era it is, but the old days of Queen Elizabeth I, so back in those days, and Queen Mary of Scots. And basically, from my understanding, is that Protestants and Catholics do not get along whatsoever. And I mean whatsoever. And this is back in them old days, And so, like, I guess even in the 90s, they still don't get along. I don't know what it is like now, but But anyways, so they're on the retreat, and the nun lady, her sarcastic wit is like none other. She's supposed to be this big holy woman, but she's always cussing. She's irritated. She can't stand kids. She doesn't like being around them. She always has something smart to say and stuff, and something sassy, but in such a dry wit kind of human way, and it's just like, she's supposed to be a nun. And so everybody's all excited, and of course, James is all like, because the Protestant people are supposed to be male and male only. And of course, the school they go to is like an all-female Catholic school, but James is the only guy there. So James is all like, oh, I'm going to find myself a dude, and we're going to hang out, we're going to be boys, and stuff like that. Because, he's always hanging around girls and stuff. And they keep making fun of him that he's, like, either gay or he's, like, a girl. So he can't wait to, like, hang out with some dudes and just, like, hang and stuff. And, we get Jenny with her, hey, guys, like, type thing she always does. And she brought the Protestant people a huge gift. And so before they went, the girls decided, and James decided, should they, like, buy them people a gift. And so before they went to the retreat, they went to, like, this store, and they were gonna get, like, a scramble game, but they didn't have enough money, so they tried to haggle the dude. And they're like, look, I don't know their money currency over there, but I think it was like $15 or whatever. And they're like, look, we'll give you $1 or something. And they tried to haggle the rest. Like, look, we'll work in the store. How about we'll put down the down payment and pay you monthly, stuff like that. And the dude does what he always does best. He just looks Simon like, he shouts like to get out and stuff. It's like they're a good group of kids. They're just misfits and everything. But they're always up to something. But they're such good kids. But they're always up to something. And so as they're waiting to get like on the bus and stuff like that, they are kind of like, oh man, Michelle wants this retreat to be a giant, like, clickety-clack fest. She's looking to give it up. Which is funny, because, like, these people, like, the Protestant people that are coming to visit, they're British. And they always ragging on James for being British, but they don't care. Because now they want to stuff a British guy and stuff. Now, when it comes to Claire, they did make reference to her being a lesbian from the finale of that last season. So it wasn't just a one done type thing, they actually meant it. However, I don't recall her ever going on a date with any girl this season. I think she might have had one date, but I can't really remember. And so, like, Michelle, when the guys come out and they start picking which one they want, because they have to be partnered and paired and stuff, Michelle gets paired with this one guy, and she's happy because she's like, oh, he's so dreamy. And Erin is pissed. She's all like, that's not fair. Like, he's the only good looking one here. And then her partner is all like, you know I can hear you, right? Everybody in here can hear you and stuff. And so they partner James with a guy. So he's happy and thrilled, but then Ola doesn't have nobody. So then the nun lady's all like, okay, James and Ola, you have to share. And James is like, no, this is my guy. And everything. But of course, because when he came in, it made an odd number of people, so it's not even and stuff. So then a huge surprise happens. The Protestant headmistress lady, which is kind of weird because it's supposed to be a thing all about boys' school, but yet it's a female teacher lady. So anyway, she's telling the nun lady about how there's a guy coming here to help, with the seminar and stuff. And when she starts describing him, the nun lady's like, oh, Jesus, no. It's the priest dude, the one that the girls are all in love with, and about the whole dog situation. However, in this episode, there's no mention of the dog. There's no mention of him knowing them, and there's no mention of the girls fanning over him. So it's almost like that got retconned or something like that. But they keep making fun of him about he dated this hairdresser and she dumped him. So even the nun lady's making fun of him. So as the seminar's kicking off and everything, we see what Jenny got them, a giant keyboard, a musical instrument and stuff. And so they have to do this type of seminar type thing where they list the differences and similarity between Catholics and Protestants. Now the priest dude, he wants the similarities first. However, everybody in the room can't do that. All they can think about is the differences. This is how the chalkboard started off, with the similarities and the differences. And this is how it ended. They literally don't like each other. And even though I don't know much about their religion and stuff, I just know they can't always get along. It's nice that they explore this topic, but in a humorous kind of way, instead of a down your throat, beat you up kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like most drama shows will be about. So that's why comedy in this type of genre is really good, because it's kind of like it gets your point out and it teaches you stuff, but it makes you laugh at the same time. So tonight's the night, and Aaron and Michelle plans on getting themselves some. So they crash the boys' room, and the boys are there drinking and they're playing music. So Aaron and Michelle, they're eyeing their guys. And so Claire, she is getting on the nerves of her partner, because all she wants to know is things about Protestants and everything, and how different they are from Catholics and this and that. And he gets so annoyed, and he's just angrily I hate them all. I wish they would die and everything. They're so mean and rude and everything. And Claire's kind of freaked out. She's like, oh my God, he hates us and stuff like that. So James, oh God, poor James. James, he's he's telling his partner everything he likes. He's like, I like football, I like TV, I like tits. And the dude's like, tits? He's like, yeah, I just love them. And so the dude and then Ola, she's all like, I like pocket knives. And everything. So it creeps him out that way he wants to go to the restroom. She's all like, which one are you going, number 1 or number 2? Because if you're going number 1, I can help you bury that, because the other guys that got strong noses and stuff like that. It's what the world is she talking about? And so Michelle, she's trying to get with her dude until he's all like, wait, what are you trying to do to me? And she's all like, duh, what do you think? And he shows her his wrist, and he has a rope tied around it. She's like, what is that? So then she goes to Aaron, and she's all like, change with me. She's like, what are you talking about? She's like, change guys with me. This one has a purity bracelet on and stuff like that. And Aaron's like, well, what's that? They never heard of that. So she wants the other dude to bang, and she figures Aaron would never want none anyway, so just go with the one who's celibate and everything. But then the dude that James and Olaf freaked out runs back in. He's all like, she's coming, she's coming. They're like, who? The angry penguin lady, the nun. Because you know their outfits look like penguins and stuff. So, of course, Jenny broke it up. Because Jenny heard music and everything, and she ran and snitched. And so the nun lady, she's all, I think she said something like, you're gonna go far in life. But then she said something else I can't quite remember. It's like either you're gonna die alone or you're gonna be miserable or something like that. Because she's such a goody goody two shoes and stuff. So needless to say, that's broken up. So there's a next seminar. The priest dude wants to like make each other trust on one another. So in order to do that, one person's gonna be on top of the cliff, but the other person rappels down, and the only way the person can rappel down is by the person on top of the cliff giving them as much slack as they need. Claire is the first one up. She does not want to do this whatsoever. She is terrified of her partner. Some of the best dialogue I ever heard came from Claire just now. And she's screaming, screeching, and hollering, talking about he's gonna kill us all. And he's like, what are you talking about? She's like, you talk about you hate us and you wish we all died. And all this other stuff. While she's dangling off a cliff on a rope. I can't even hold it in. And he's like, no, I'm talking about athletes. And she's like, why would you be talking about athletes for? And he's all like, cuz, isn't that what we were talking about? She's like, no, we were talking about Protestants and Catholics and how you hate us. And he's all like, oh, I thought you said athletes because I hate athletes because he said he's deaf in one ear. And she's like, oh. But then somebody said something smart to one of the other students and they get pissed. So now it's a shoving match. So with a bunch of teenagers fighting each other, you know what's gonna happen next. And their parents get brought in and they are not too pleased, especially Claire's mom, especially Michelle's mom. Because Michelle's mom's like a nurse and she had to take off work and everything. And so the parents, they sit down, you know, they talking to the priest dude about what went on. And then the next scene, you see the parents going at it, talking about, what did they say about us Catholics? What did they say about us Protestants? And they just start going at it, bickering back and forth. So even the parents can't get along. So then Aaron just looks at everybody and just walks towards like the chalkboard about the similarities and the differences. And when it comes to similarities, she wrote down parents. And then she looks at her partner and just, you know, and they just kind of like just look at each other and stuff like that. Because they both agree that even though they disagree on everything else and, you know, they have no similarities, one thing they do have similarities is they have families, they have parents. And, you know, and that's something people have to remember who have differences between each other. There's always similarities here and there, but it's kind of like, you just have to look. It's just like Martin Luther King said, you know, or whoever said, like, we all bleed, laugh, cry, sweat the same way, and you know, all this other. Somebody said, I don't remember who said it, but somebody said it. And so it ends like that. And so when it ended like that, I assume that her and the Protestant dude might start dating this season or something. Nope, it's the last time we ever see of them. Happy Women's History Month, everybody. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.